They asked me that in the interview. They just hired me. Pitch your own show. I started crying at my desk. Third is Netflix. Yeah! Ayy. Hi, my name is Joy. I went to Art Center with Hannah, and currently I freelance for Cartoon Network as a background designer.
When did you start working there?
So first, in my senior year of Art Center, I applied to be a production intern. Usually, when you apply for internships, people do it throughout the school year, so it increases your chances of getting hired as an intern because they know your name. But I was too lazy, so I did it in my senior year just to try.
So normally people apply throughout their whole school year?
Yeah. Smart people apply starting from like freshmen up until their seniors, but I applied my senior year and I got a call saying that they were interested in making me an intern. So I went through 2 interview processes. One was a video recording where they have like a list of questions that they give you, but you have to record your answer.
Can you stop?
I'm so gassy. I recorded my answers. I tried to be as genuine as I could, but also I tried to stand out because being boring is boring. So
You're good at that.
yeah.
Were you like?
Okay, I didn't do that. And then later, the same day actually, they called me and they said,
"Wow,
well, we're interested in having you as an intern on our show Take and Seek." And
so what?
it's called Take and Seek.
Is it out?"
It's on HBO Max only.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's kind of like a mix of SpongeBob and Flapjack. After that, this was before COVID, so I got to go to the studio and like meet a bunch of people and grow my connections. And then after I graduated, oh no, wait! The internship got cut short because of COVID. We were supposed to go for like a certain amount of time. I think like 3 months. And I was only there for like 5 weeks. So it got cut in half, and like we had a notification from the head of the internship program, the person in charge of it, saying that I was working that day. And she said, all internships have been terminated effective immediately, meaning like that day I had to go home and then never come back. And like all the interns that weren't there just couldn't come back. So I was really sad and I started crying at my desk. But
Really?
dude, I was so sad. I was like, what an opportunity that has just been like taken away from me because of COVID.
But then they didn't even tell you that they were gonna call you back after COVID.
They made it very clear that that was the last thing, the last day. And things that we were supposed to do as interns, like at the end of the internship, you have an intern pitch, which is when you pitch your own show, but it's like practice, but like all the executives come and it's a really good experience to have. But we couldn't have that. Yeah, I felt like I could have made more connections. But luckily for me, because I was there, I was able to personally say bye to everybody, and everybody was like, oh, like, we'll see you again, like, don't worry, like, keep your head up, keep your ID card. And then like 2 months after I graduated, this happened in July. Yeah, in July, I got an email from, her name is Adrienne, but she's from Cartoon Network and she was on the show that I was interning at. And then she said, we're kind of interested in having you be a freelance background designer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to. And then she was like, okay, I'll send you over like the package, blah, blah, blah. And at the time, I was confused because I was like, is the package a test? Because usually before they hire you, they give you a test, which they're trying to stop now because they find it unfair, the Animation Guild. Do you know the Animation Guild? No. It's a guild to protect artists that work in the industry. And they're trying to eliminate tests because, like, let's say, which is what usually happens, I ask you to work for me, and I'm like, okay, I'll give you a test to see how good you are. So, and then you do the test, you work on the test for like 3 days, and then they never contact you again. if you're like if you feel like you're not ready. So lots of artists were very angry about that. So they're trying to get it so testing isn't a part of hiring process anymore. And
But you took the test.
I didn't. They just hired me.
So she called you.
Yeah.
And
She
then-
emailed me, and then like a week later she sent me a package of like the contracts. They set up a meeting where I would meet up with the art director and the lead background designer. And they just explained to me what I would be doing.
Whoa. Just like that.
Yeah. But
That's awesome.
it was really simple, which is understandable because I'm new. But the first like couple of backgrounds were like, okay, can you like draw like the door frame? And it was like 2 lines and I was done.
Easy money.
But yeah, I timed myself. Yeah. Okay. Start. Yep. That's exactly what I did.
Was Cartoon Network a place that you've always wanted to work for?
Yes. I had 3 places that I wanted to work at. One is Cartoon Network, the other one is Nickelodeon, and the third is Netflix. Yeah, I'm still trying to work at Netflix right now.
So, was Cartoon Network your first choice?
Yeah, Cartoon Network was my first choice. They asked me that in the interview. They were like, oh, is Cartoon Network like your first choice? And I was like, yeah. I didn't want them to feel like I was being fake because I was being real. Cartoon Network is genuinely my first choice.
So how did you answer? Like, yeah.
Okay, no.
Like,
Yeah, totally. No, I was like, yeah. Cartoon Network, actually, that's exactly how I said it. Yeah. Yeah.
so I feel like
So I was sick that day. I was super sick the day of my. I had to like, oh, it was so bad, and my voice was like stuffy, but they still hired me. And
you were genuine. You
Yeah.
were like authentic.
Oh, thank you.
Because when I've gone through some interviews too, but I'm like white background. I write down what I'm gonna say. I write down questions, and if they ask me, I'm gonna say this, and I kind of read off of it,
Oh,
which is like, it sounds very robotic, but I get so nervous. I have to do that.
so I asked them, is there any kind of advice you would give to people who are being interviewed? And they said the number one thing that we don't like or like we prefer not to see is when people rehearse their answers, because they can like tell right away if you're rehearsing your answers, and they prefer if you just speak how you speak, just like speak normally. But you know, before I was interviewed, I did look up like questions that were asked, and I kind of briefly went through what I would say.
Why was Cartoon Network your dream place to work at?
Well, first, like the obvious, Cartoon Network was very a part of my childhood, as I'm sure it was for everybody. And I feel like the difference between Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, which I think is its biggest competitor, is that Cartoon Network is exactly what it is. It's cartoons. They only focus on cartoons, and Nickelodeon's kind of like a mixture of both, like cartoons and like live action stuff.
So how did you know that you wanted to be an illustrator?
When I was in high school, I've always wanted to be an artist, but then my mom kind of said no because she thought artists don't make money. But then she realized that artists do make money, so she let me.
How did she realize that?
We have a church member friend who's an artist, and
What does he do?
he's the same as me. He's a background designer, and he works in the industry, and he makes money. And so my mom asked his mom about it, and then she was like, oh yeah, he makes money.
And
She was like, oh my gosh, Joy, you should totally do it. So from then, my mom sent me to a hagwon, and I was there from junior year up until senior year, and then I took a year break. Like, I took a year gap, and then I went to college to finish my portfolio.
So you started your portfolio junior year.
I started my portfolio junior year. During that portfolio time, my teacher exposes us to different mediums. One of the mediums was like design, like background design or like environment design. Yeah. After doing that, I was like, dude, this is dope. I freaking love drawing, and designing things is cool. And I can't paint, so might as well just draw.
So in illustration, like what kind of tracks are there? And how did you like land in design?
Well, there's two different things that I know. One is feature and one is TV. So for feature, they have a visual development artist who basically does everything. Like painting, drawing, design, like all of it.
You have to pay for that?
For biz dev?
Do you have to like physically paint or can you
No,
like,
it's like
paint
digital,
on...
but like they have to know how to do it all.
But you know how to do that too.
I don't.
What you do
Painting
on
is really hard for me.
What you do on Photoshop?
Yeah. Or Procreate. Yeah.
You can do
I
it,
can't.
but you do it.
But I can't.
You're saying you're not good at it, but you do it.
I mean, yeah, because I'm trying to get better, but I'm not good enough to work in the industry as like a background painter.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so for TV, there's background design, there's background painting, there's the colorist. Background designers only focus on line art. Background painters focus on painting it. The colorists focus on the color. Oh, and there's a prop artist. And there's an effects person. So there's a whole bunch of different things that you do. And I learned that while I was in art center. So before I knew I wanted to be a background designer, I wanted to be a visual development artist, as everyone did in art center. I swear there was like 500 like visual development artists, which made me kind of sad because I'm not good at painting, and I feel like painting's a big part of visual development. A recruiter from Nickelodeon came. He doesn't work there anymore, but he came and he explained what the TV industry was like. So I learned that there were different tracks, and I was like, oh dude, I could totally be a background designer because I love drawing and designing, and I can't paint.
But not painting.
Yeah. And like the fact that you only focus on drawing like caught my eye immediately.
Just line drawings.
And also, you work from storyboards. So sometimes you don't even have to design it all. Dude, this makes me sound super like like I suck at drawing. No,
She's actually really
I went
good.
through a lot of training. I'm not good.
You're actually really good. I don't know why you're downplaying yourself.
Down painting myself. Ayy. Because I could be way better, and I don't practice as much as I should be practicing. I think I took that class junior year, and from junior year is when I started focusing on background design and trying to be a background designer. That's how I knew that I loved background design.